Hello, this is Godel. Welcome back to the Islands of Insight Static Puzzle Series. Today, I have looked over the Lucent Water puzzles, and I do see we have our last pattern grid available today. Logic grids have not reset yet, and the match 3 did not give us what we're looking for either, so we are over here. We are looking for one individual pattern grid, and once we find that, we are done with the Lucent Water pattern grids. So, kind of as per usual, I'll just do a quick lap around here on camera, and then I'm going to continue searching off camera, because this is one we cannot afford to miss. We really need to get this one. So, here we go. You can also check, like, this cliffside for the, Verdant Glen hidden boxes that can appear over here. Aha! I hear one, actually. Up there. Yeah, see, can you believe they classify this as Verdant Glen? Look at that, see? Look at that. Verdant Glen hidden objects? It's not Verdant Glen. You guys. What are you doing? Alright. So I wonder what our last, puzzle box is gonna look like. Pattern grid, I should say. Is it gonna be like a really tough one? Is it just gonna be a trivially easy one? We'll know once we find it, but that will be interesting to see. Doesn't look like anything in here. Anything over here. This is a place where they can often be really hidden in this area, because there's a lot of little corners they can hide behind and stuff. They can kind of also hide in this cliff side. I've seen one spawn in here before. Alright, look down here in the forest. Don't see anything over there. Is that it? Nope, that one's solved. Check down here, check up here. Okay, well, kind of running out of places to check. Some can spawn over here in this little alcove. No dice on that. Alright, well, I guess it's just not going to be kind to me, so I'm going to have to spend time looking for it. And just a reminder, even if I did want to use it, which I wouldn't want to use it in this situation, but the, oh, here it is. The, little logic grid radar that's now part of the mod does not work in these, does not work for these type of puzzles. Only logic grid strictly. Okay, so it looks like we have a tiled pattern here. Looks like it goes like that. Alright, well, kind of anticlimactic, but there we go. That was the last pattern grid in Lucent Waters completed. We now have 9 to go. We have 8 more logic grids and 1 more match 3. Anyways, let's go over check congruence out. We can do the puzzles on the way. Puzzles which exist on the way, that is. Here's one. I was like, I'm gonna find some, right? Here, we need to get a pancake in this spot here. So I'm going to leave the mouse there just so I can have it there for reference. There we go. Ah, what a beautiful day in the Autumn Falls forest. Alright, let's go get this matchbox. Looks like this guy right here. A little too close. Back it up. There it is. Now we can do this type of puzzle, which is still pretty uncommon for this area. Looks like we want to get this guy up here. But where does this piece need to go? Down here? Yep, there you go. Okay, cool. Alright. Let's check out this quick free pipper over here. Connect all dark cells. Just Nurikabe rule. Whoops. It's probably gonna wrap around like that. Here's a hidden archway. Alright, do we have our last congruence? Nope. Okay, well, I mean, we looked. That's what matters, right? Now we can solve this puzzle. Air quote puzzle. I mean, we look very close here, but it's like, nah. There we go. Just another quick grid there. What's our daily quest again? Interaction and perspective puzzles. This does count as perspective, right? Yeah, that counts as perspective. I'm pretty sure this counts as perspective too. Let's see, where are we going for this one? That looks like this temple right here. From this angle? A little further, maybe? Right here. Okay. Yoink. Good stuff. Hidden cube. There it is. Alright. Alright. Just taking a look down here. I'm probably not close enough to see everything if there is stuff down here. So let me drop down a little more. And don't see anything. Let's go over to the backside of the continent over here. Took us straight to a logic grid. Alright, that's nice. Alright, we got a dart and snake type puzzle. So let's see, we need to... Oh, it actually needs to be a loop, so we cannot make a dead end. So everything in the corner needs to escape the corner. We can start with that. That's in a corner. Alright, can't connect there. So this needs to go somewhere. Truer things have never been said. If we put a dark tile here, we fill in both of these. So let's put a light tile here. That makes us have to go down here, then across there, then there. So we put a light tile here. No, if we put a dark tile here, we have to go down and over. But if we put a light tile here, we have to go up here and then here and here. Oh, here's an easier move to work with. Just a straight up given move like that. Okay, so dark tile cannot go here. This has to be light. There we go. That basically solves our puzzle. That was a little bit harder for a maze snake. Harder than average, I would say. Yep, I did it. This looks like we're on top of this little building over here. And looking down upon the stairs. I think we need to go up one more level. Don't know how I stick that landing there. That was like a very, very weird jump I pulled off. Okay, I'm not even looking in the right place. There we go. I'm like, why isn't this lining up? Well, it's because it's wrong, buddy. I don't even know what to expect with hidden puzzles in this area. Like, I've not looked at any maps or anything. Let's do another grid, though. The numbers are off by 1. Alright. So this 14 is pretty big over here. How can we make the 14 take up as much space as possible without it hitting any of these things? So that's a 13. That's as big as it's gonna go. Alrighty. Let's do another one over here. No. So this is a snake, but the snake has a... it's on a grid of non-squares. So let's see. Because it's a grid of non-squares, we can kind of rule out a few things here and there. So we're going to need to go down here, and then the only way out would be through here. So we're going to go through like that. Then we're going to need to go... We can't go down this way. We couldn't go this way either, so we're going to have to come up here and go that way. Alright. I did put a waypoint over here because I saw a leitmotif. I better go do that before I forgot. Oh, hey, here's another one. Let's do this one first. Right. Don't make a dark cell in the middle of everything, okay? Don't make a 3 in a row. Can I just do this? Yep, okay, thank you. I didn't want to sit there doing that one tile at a time. Was there anything else over here? Let's jump down and grab what I marked over here. I feel like I saw something else up there. Let me go back. I want to say it was like a sightseer, maybe? Aha, yeah, there was a sightseer. Alright, this one looks pretty easy. I think it's gonna be this guy right here. Alright, good stuff. Sightseer, I think, is still our least completed puzzle type over here, so the more we get, the better. We got a matchbox over here. Where could this guy be? Let's go check under in the crawl space. Right. Whoa! Alright, we gotta do a snake, and our 2 dead ends we already have are over here on these 2 sides. Alright, so this is gonna need to go probably like something like this, I guess. So this needs to come up. I think it needs to immediately go up. Then this needs to come down and come back there for the 3. Alright, good. What is this thing? Do this puzzle first, then go back and look at that thing. Dark regions have area 4, okay. So one of these is going to be dark, which means that's going to be a light. Not really paying attention, apparently, because just missing some really easy moves. Alright, that was the hardest one-pipper of my life. Yeah, what did I see over here? Oh, it's just like a hole in the geometry. Good stuff. Alright. How are we doing on completion for this area anyways? What does it look like? There's only 1 more matchbox available. That's pretty impressive. 5 more sightseers, 1 leitmotif, 1 sentinel stone. 10 hidden cubes. That's kind of a lot. Not that many hidden archways. Only 4 hidden archways. 17 hidden rings. That's kind of a lot. No pentads. Not that many grids, to be honest. 12 logic, 5 music, and none of the other 2 types. 1 rolling block, 2 match 3, 2 phasic dial, 3 shifting mosaics. Those would actually be pretty good to find, and then 1 morphic fractal. Yeah, we actually do not have like a whole lot of puzzles here, given the area of this, given the size of the area. So it's kind of like no wonder. Did I look at movement puzzles that were having issues finding things? There's a glide ring somewhere. Alright, well, I'm not, like, too worried about getting a certain type of puzzle done. I'm just gonna keep going around and doing kind of what we run into. Alright, help me with foresight, please. Thank you, foresight. Alright, did I miss anything by flying through the top of the temple here? There's a wall slab in there. Good to know. I don't see anything over here. Alright, let's get us some Sentinel Stone. I think this was the last one we even had available here, so... This is going to be the first zone we fully finish that actually has floor slabs. So the Lucian Waters doesn't have any floor slabs, but this zone does. Alright, let's do one of these guys. Let's do our... what's it called? Cyan last. There we go. 10-second solve. Pretty good. The ones where they just give you, like, one color on its own button is, like, kind of a freebie. Alright. Looks like we finished our perspective puzzles quest. Haven't really finished our interactive puzzles. I think that's, like... What is interactive? Interactive. I'm not sure exactly what that is. Like, I think match 3s count in that. Oh, no, not 25 leitmotifs or sightseers. 3 crystal labyrinths we can get behind. We could probably also get behind 5 basic dials, but I've already taken the other one, so... Alright, all numbers are off by 1. Almost started filling stuff in before I looked at that. So this is going to be a 5. And that's going to be a 5, and this is going to have to be a 4, and this is going to have to be a 3. Alright. It would be cool to find our last matchbox as well, since there's only one left for the whole zone right now. That's kind of wild. I'm already looking at, like, hey, there's only one of X puzzle left in a totally different zone. That's not the Lucian Waters. Okay, how... I think this should work. That does not work. Okay, let's see if we can get rid of this in a better way. That worked. And I believe that was an interactive puzzle. Yep. So there's one less of those now. There's a 5 pipper. Let's go. I think that's an interactive puzzle too, the morphic fractal, or the shifting mosaic, I mean. All dark have area 4. Alright, so this A is going to have to go through here to get to this B. The B, I mean, has to go through there. So... The B has to go through here. A has to come up this way. I'm not really seeing any immediate issues yet. Here's our first dark area that we could finally connect up. Alright. Do we want to put a dark tile here? Not just yet. Never mind, yeah, we do. This needs to go there, and then we need to get B around here. Alright, cool. A little tricky, but we figured it out. I also just saw the glide ring. Alright, let's see how we're gonna handle this. Probably like that, I guess. Made a little boat. I don't know. Kind of looked like a boat, right? That was also an interaction puzzle, so good stuff, good stuff. Alright, here we go. Nope, we restart. Alright, there we go. Platinum score. Here's another music grid. Alright. How many more of those are even available? Oh, there's still 3 available. Where was there a hit? Oh, this one? I didn't even see that. I do see this one, though. We have a lot of hidden rings left, so each one we each one we find is pretty good. There's no more mazes left. I think I just heard a hidden cube. Could have also just been the water. Alright, let's do another logic. Alright, we got darts and letters. Okay, I thought I made a mistake for a second, but it's all good. So here, there's going to be an extra light cell in here somewhere. We're also doing snakes, huh? Okay, well, looks like the snake has to go all the way here. And there. Our snake does not necessarily have a dead end here, so we still need to figure out where our dead end is going to be. So we can only have 6 here, which we're done with. There we go. Okay. I'm wondering what, like, a sweep... I haven't really, like, developed a sweeping route for this area yet, but I'm wondering what that's gonna look like. Well, this is a steep bridge. Ooh. That's trippy. Just wanted to check that out for no apparent reason. Been in the game for 300 hours and still finding new bridges to climb up. I have a hidden cube somewhere. Here we go. Alright, we're kind of coming up to the edge of the Serene Deluge over here. Where could we find some crystal labyrinths and interactive puzzles? Probably not going to be finishing that this episode. Anything down in here? Here's a couple of logic grids I see. One here in the foreground and then one back there. Let's see, 0 darts, and then do not make any light squares. There we go. And then here, what do we have here? Light regions have area 2. Okay. So here we need to do a kind of a corner trick. Let's see, we can't have a light cell here, so that one's dark. This one's dark. There we go. And then here we need 1 dark cell. Need one dark cell, and then the rest need to be light. So we can do that. Okay, cool. Let me just finish going up kind of the side of this mountain here, and that's where we're going to call it. Oh, I did actually look in here before, this little hallway, and there was a hidden ring in here, so I grabbed it, but it was a, what's it called? Wildwood puzzle, so something to keep in mind. Somewhere along this little area, it cuts into Wildwood. Maybe it's just like where the map shows this line. Alright, here's a favorite type of our puzzle. I actually do not mind when we get it here with the tendrils. The tendrils are usually pretty easy to figure out. Alright. Hidden cube. Logic grid, one paper. One paper, don't embarrass me again, please. Alright, we can have adjacent cells, but not diagonally adjacent. Okay. So, let's start with this. Then we can do this. Then this, and that. Whoops. Never mind. I still got embarrassed by a one-pit puzzle. And another match 3. Okay, we have a match 5 situation here we need to handle. Let's do this, and then that, and that. No! That first, and then that. Darn, there's 30 experience points just evaporated into thin air. How shameful. I saw a rolling block puzzle down there. This one down here I want to complete. Nope. Let's try going left first. Nope, that's not it either. Let's try going up and then left. How about up only once? No. Up all the way, maybe? Ooh, close. What if we start something like this? No, that's not quite correct either. Okay, so I don't think going all the way left is the answer. What about going left and then up? That was weird, but does this work? Almost, almost. Okay. Left, up, and then down? No, that doesn't work either. How about we just go not left at all? I feel like this little thing where we're kind of like popping out in the middle of our own shape is problematic. We need to like find a way to smoothly kind of plaster over our trail. No, we've done this before. How about like this? No, that's, again, this is not smooth. This is the exact same problem as before. Let's go up and then right. Nope. Up one less and then right. Hold on, is this it? Yeah, there we go. Considering, like, the board was, like, just a rectangle, that was really challenging. Alright. one last puzzle here, and that's where I'm going to call it for today's episode. We are making light snakes. That's all we're doing? I'm just making light snakes? Okay. I'm probably going to guess this wants to hug the corner there. This one like this, and this one like this. Alright, well. Kind of anticlimactic for, quote, the final puzzle, but that's how it is sometimes. Next time, hopefully we get more puzzles available in the Lucent Waters. It'd be really nice to finish that up and just not have to say Lucent Waters anymore. I'm gonna find this really quick. I think it's right here, actually. Or not. Is this a hidden cube or a matchbox? It looks like a hidden cube. But anyways, as usual, if you are enjoying the series, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, comment if you have any suggestions on how it can be improved. But other than that, I will see you next time. See y'all!